Good evening, one and all. Today in this session, we will be learning about automatic generation of e-certificates using Google Tools. Let's start the session. I'm Ramya. I'm head of the Department Computer Science at Meridian School, Kukatpalli, India. I received the prestigious National ICT Award from the Vice President of India for my significant contribution towards bringing the digital divide and imparting quality education by adopting innovative tech tools. I'm also a resource person for ICT curriculum development with CIET, NCRT, and NIOS. I have trained around 10,000 plus educators during this pandemic on usage of various ICT tools for teaching and learning. So in today's session, we will be learning about how to generate digital certificates automatically using Google Tools. Now, why do we need this? Actually, it is the need of the hour because with so many trainings, events, workshops happening online during this pandemic, sending digital certificates for the participants has become inevitable. So, in this session, let's explore how simple features of Google Forms, slides, and sheets, along with an add on, can be used for generating and mailing e-certificates automatically to the participants attending the session, making our administrative work simple and easy. So before I move on with the demonstration, I would like to focus on the steps that are required for generating e-certificates. So there are basically six steps. Don't get panicked by seeing the number of steps. The steps are very easy. Most of the things that we will be doing in our day-to-day work as well. So first, create a folder in Google Drive for generating the certificate. This is just to ensure that our work is organized and create the next step is create a certificate template using Google Slide. So you have to design a certificate template for which we will be using Google Slide and then create a Google form for registration of participants for the session. So we will be using form for taking the participant details like their name, institute name, email ID, and other things using Google Form. So it can be a registration form or it can be an attendance form as well. And then fourth step, create a response sheet for the form And then fifth step is a major step. You have to install AutoCrat add-on in response sheet, and then we need to create a job. So what do you mean by job? It is basically to instruct the AutoCrat add-on to do the steps that are required for generating the certificates. So the fifth step is a major step out of all these steps. And the last one is run the job to generate and email digital certificates. So with the sixth step, everything will be done. The participants will receive the email, will receive the digital certificates through email. So if you want, you can take the screenshot. I will be referring this slide then and there whenever required during the presentation. So let's see how the certificate is going to be. So I have created a sample certificate. You can see the name of the organization and then the participation certificate. So this is to certify that the name of the participant and of which institute he belongs to, and then successfully participated in the webinar. So this is the participation certificate that will be generated for each and every participant, and it will be emailed. Now, if you see in this certificate, most of the content is fixed for all the participants. Only the name where you are seeing Rahul Kumar and ABC School. So only these two things will keep changing for every participant. Otherwise, it's going to be fixed for everyone. So let me show how we are going to design a template using Google Slide. So everything is same. The content which is fixed for all the participants is remains the same in the certificate, and wherever the name or the institute name will change, that information you have to give it in a tag. So what is a tag? Anything that you give between angular brackets, that is two less than symbol in the beginning and two greater than symbol at the end. So that we call it as a tag. So the information that keeps changing for every certificate while generating it, we have to mention it inside a tag. So in this certificate, if you notice, the participant name and the institute name will keep changing. So that I have entered in the using tag. So this is how we are going to design the certificate template. So let's quickly move on to the demonstration part. Now I will go to the, yeah, so I'm keeping this because I will be referring this particular slide now and then. So let's start with the first thing, create a folder in Google Drive. So this is the first step that we are going to do. I'm sure this is a very, very easy step that you all will be doing for our day-to-day work. So this is my email ID. To create, to first let's go to Drive. So click on Google Apps and then click Drive here. So we are in the Google Drive. So to create a new folder, click on New button on top left corner and click on the folder option. So new folder, you can write here. I'm just writing webinar certificates and then click create button. That's it. We have created a folder called webinar certificates. So I'll just double click this and I will enter the drive. Nothing is there as of now, but all the work that we are going to do, the registration form and the certificate template, everything will be created and saved in this particular drive folder. This is basically to keep our work very organized. So the first step is completed. We will do the second step now. Create a certificate template using Google Slide. So we are going to open Google Slide and then we are going to create a certificate template. So let me go to the folder and I'll click new. Now we are going to use Google Slides. So I'll click on Google Slides. A blank empty slide will be open. I will give a name for this as certificate template, and I will remove all of these things because I have to edit Yeah. Now I have a blank slide. Now I have to design my certificate here. So to design the certificate, I can make use of this theme. So once I click this theme, I'm getting many themes here. So I can choose any one of this. Let's go for this one. So just click on that. The theme will be embedded in your slide. Now we will design the certificate as I showed in my presentation. So let me show again. This is the certificate template that we are going to design. So Techno School of Education participation certificate and all. So I'll come here. So I'm just inserting the text box to add the text, whatever I need for the certificate. So I'll click text box and then just write Techno School of Education and then just do a little bit of formatting. Yeah, that's it. Again, go click on the insert tab, click text box, and then below that we need to write participation certificate. So participation certificate, then select it. You can change the font style, font size, make it bold. You can make it colorful and then make it center aligned. That's it. So we got the participation, we have written participation certificate. Now below this, I want to write again. So insert text box and here I will write, this is to certify that. So this is the text. So again, I have to change the font style, font size. So this is to certify that. So below this, the participant name should come. As I told before, the participant name keeps changing every time. So what we have to do, we have to mention that in the tag. So let me see whether it is E. Yes. Okay, so I have to mention that in the tag. So I'll click insert. For that also I'm using the text box and ensure the participant name can be lengthy sometimes. So ensure you insert a very lengthy text box so that the text doesn't overflow. And here I will write two less than symbols and then participant name. Again, close it with two greater than symbol. This means that you have entered this information inside the tag, which is going to keep changing for every certificate. Now let's do a little bit of formatting for this. So I'm making the font size little big and then font color and then I'll make it center aligned. Yeah, that's it. So here participant name will come. And then, so this is to certify that the participant name of. So I have to again insert a text box and then I'll just write of. And then institute name. So below the participant name, we will have the institute name. So what I can do, I can simply copy paste this box and then just make the change as institute name just to make my work easy. Okay, so institute name and then the last I have to insert another text box. This is the last one for more information. I have already written it, so let me just copy it and then paste it here. So again, little bit of formatting is required. So you can design the certificate as per your need. So if you see Techno School of Education participation certificate, this is to certify that participant of this institute has successfully participated in the webinar on assessment tools for teaching and learning on December 6, 2020. So I have designed the certificate if you want to add your school logo or your college logo, you can even insert the logo. So any customization that you want for your certificate, you can do that. But you just have to remember the information that will keep changing for every certificate, that has to be entered inside the tag. So how will you differentiate between the normal text and the tag? It will be inside the angular brackets, that is two less than symbols in the beginning and two greater than symbols at the end. So anything that you give inside these two symbols, that we call it as a tag. So every certificate it will generate with different participant name and the respective institute name of that participant. So we have designed the certificate. Let me go back to the presentation. So if you see, second step is over, create a certificate template using Google Slide. That we have completed. So let's focus on the third step now. Create a Google form for registration of participants for the session. So now I have to create a registration form, or it can be an attendance form that you will share after the end of the session so that you can send the certificates to them. Now, when you design the Google form for registration purpose, you should keep in mind that what are all the details that you want from the participants to generate the certificate. Now, in our certificate, if you notice, there are two things that I want. One is the participant name and one is the institute name. So these two information I want from the participants themselves. So my Google form should have these two fields, and once the certificate is generated, it has to be emailed automatically. Then I need the email ID of the participant. So these are the three information I want from the participant, that I will keep it as fields in the Google form. So let me go to my drive. I will close the certificate template, and in the drive, I will click new. So this time I will open Google form, and here I will write registration form. Okay, so as I told, we are going to use only three fields, one for the name. So I will write here participant name. Okay, so once you click name, it is coming as short text. It is the required field, so keep it required. Everybody has to enter this field. And most of the time, what happens when we send a form like this, the participants will casually write their name, not their full name, and there might be some spelling mistakes as well. To ensure that they enter the full name and the correct name, so please add the description. You can see there is the three vertical dots. So click on that, click description, and here please write enter full name as you want it to be printed on the certificate. So it's better to give this description below the participant name. Why? Because the participants will be aware that the name that they are entering in the registration form, it has to be correct, and it has to be their full name. So it's better to mention this. Now I got the participant name. What is the next thing I want for the certificate? That is institute name. So here I will write institute name. Again, it is a short answer. Make it required, which is a compulsory field, and then add the description. Same thing I am copying here and pasting it in the description, because the institute also they should enter it correctly. Only then on the certificate it will be printed correctly. Otherwise, what happens? Most of the time we will get an email from them saying that their name has to be changed, their school name has to be changed, so which will be a burden for us. So if you mention this in the description, the participants will be aware while giving the information in the registration form. So I have got the name and the institute name. The last one is email ID. Okay, so this is also a required field, and here I will add the description. Enter your email ID in which you want to receive your certificate. So this will give clear instruction to the participants that they have to enter the email ID in which they want to receive their certificate. And since this is an email, they have to enter the correct email ID. So click the three dots again. We have already added description. Let's click response validation. And here, instead of number, we will have text. So text, they have to enter the text, which is an email address. So if you enter this, it will ensure that they are entering their correct email address. So if there is an error, then it has to enter, it has to show this message. Please enter valid email ID. So this is the text error message that will pop up when they enter a wrong email address. Means when the format of the email is wrong, then they will get the message. So I have added 3 fields in the registration form to ensure that all the details required to generate the certificates are there. Now, after I have done the registration form, I'm sure you all know how to share it. So click on the send button, generate the link and share it. But now I'm not going to share it. What I'm going to do, as a participant, I am only going to fill this registration form. So to do that, let me just click on this preview and then enter full name. So I'll just write a name here, Rahul Kumar, and institute name, I'll just write ABC School, and email ID. So I will just write my email ID. Okay, and then I will click the submit button. So let's assume the first participant has submitted their registration form. I will do for another participant as well. So usually we will share it with the participant, but since it's a demonstration purpose, I'm only doing it. So it's College of Engineering, and then the email ID. And then click submit button. So let's assume that 2 participants have submitted the registration form. So for my workshop, we will assume that 2 participants, they have already registered for the workshop. So we have completed third step as well, create a Google form for registration of participants for the session. So usually we will create the form and we will send it to the participants for them to fill it. But for the demonstration purpose, I only entered the registration form as a participant. So let's focus on the fourth step now. Create a response sheet for the form. Now that we have a form, we know 2 participants have submitted the registration and I have to create a response sheet for that. So let's do the fourth step now. Let me go back here. How will you create a response form? To do that, click on the response tab. Till now, we were working in the questions tab where we were able to add questions and all. Now we want to create the response sheet. So for that, go to response tab, and in the response tab, you can see 2 responses are there submitted by Preeti and Rahul. Now I have to create a response sheet. Now, if you go here, you can see this green color icon here for creating the spreadsheet. Just click on this particular icon and it will say create a new spreadsheet with the name registration form responses. Yes, I'm fine with the name. So I will click on this create button. So the response sheet for that registration form is getting created. You can see the 2 participant details are there. And the name of this sheet is form responses 1. If you want, you can rename this. I'm showing it here on bottom left corner. So form responses 1 is the name of the sheet. And if you want, you can rename it or you can keep it like that. So now the response sheet for the form is ready. So let me go back to the presentation again. So we have completed the 4th step. Response sheet for the form is ready. Let's do the 5th step now. Install Autocrat add-on in the response sheet. This is the first task that we have to do. And then we have to create a job. So what is a job? As I told before, we have to instruct the Autocrat add-on to take information from the slide, certificate template slide and the Google form, merge all the things and then mail it. So we have to first instruct the Autocrat add-on. So let's do the fifth step now. Please remember the fifth step has two tasks. First, we have to install the Autocrat add-on and then we will create the job. So both we will do now in the response sheet. So I will go to the response sheet. Now, how will you install an add-on in the response sheet? So if you see on the top, you can see this add-ons button. So just click this add-on and you will see this get add-ons option. So click on this whenever you want to install an add-on. This is the procedure. You need to click on add-ons in the menu bar and then click get add-ons. And you can search for your add-on that you want to install. So search app. So you can type here Autocrat, but it is already listed here. So you can see this is the Autocrat add-on that you want to add. If you don't find it, if you're not finding it, just write it in the search box Autocrat and press enter key. Then it will be listed for you. So click on this Autocrat add-on and then click the install button, blue color install button to install it, and it will ask for your permission. So just click continue. It will ask you to authenticate. So click on the email ID in which you want to install the add-on. So it has sent me the code. So I'll click the send button to get a code. So it is 619526. Click next button. That's it. Autocrat wants to access all of these apps in your Google account. Just go through this once before you click the allow button. After you go through that, click on the allow button. You just need to scroll down and then you will be able to see the allow button. That's it. Autocrat has been installed. So you can click on this done button now and then close it. Now I will click add-ons. You can see this Autocrat has been installed now. That's why it is listed here. Later, before earlier it was not there. Since I have installed, I am able to see this Autocrat add-on. Now we have done the first task of step 5. I have installed the Autocrat. Now we have to create a job. This is the main step that we are going to do, especially to create the certificate, to generate the certificate. So please watch this carefully. Click on this add-on, click Autocrat, and then click the open option. So the Autocrat add-on will be opened and we need to do some steps. It's a very simple, user-friendly interface that we need to work to create the job. So we are not going to write a program or something. It's a very simple step that we have to do. So Autocrat is open. Now it says new job. So click on this red color new job button. We are going to create a job. We are going to basically instruct what this Autocrat has to do. So name your merge job. So the job name that I want to give is participation certificate. So this is the job name that I'm giving. So there are many steps that we have to do. So after every step, please click this next button. Do not leave any step in between. So click on this next button, blue color next button at the bottom. So it will take you to the next step. So it's asking choose template, means we have to tell the Autocrat from where it has to take the certificate template. We have already created it and saved it in the using Google Slide. So what I will do, I will click, it is there in the drive. So I will click from drive and we will just select the certificate template that I created some time back. So this is the certificate, the Google Slide. Using Google Slide, we created this certificate template. So we have to select this, click on that and then click the select button. So Autocrat will use this certificate template. You can see now this certificate template, currently selected template. So this certificate template has been selected. Now we will click on the next button here. And this is also a very important step, map source data to template. Now we have to match the certificate template and the registration form, because Autocrat has to pick up the details from the registration form and place it in the certificate template. So it has to match properly. So the merge tab is form responses 1. What is this form responses 1? As I told before, this is the name of the sheet. As you can see, in the response sheet, this is the name of the sheet, the default name, form responses 1. Yes, the details are there only. So form responses 1 sheet. And here if you see the tag, this is from the certificate template, is mapped to the participant name in the registration form. So these two are matching. And then the institute name from the certificate template in slide, Google slide, is mapped to the institute name in the registration form. So you have to ensure that these are mapped correctly. If it is not mapped correctly, then the name or the institute name can be placed in the wrong place in the certificate. So ensure that these two are correct. I'll repeat, this participant name, this tag is from the certificate template that we designed in Google Slide. So that is mapped to the participant name in the registration form. Again, this institute name tag in the certificate template in Google Slide is mapped to institute name in the Google form. So if it is like this, if it is something else, then your certificate will not be generated correctly. So just ensure that this step is done properly without any mistake. So this is perfect for me. So I will click on the next button. Now file name. When you generate the file, what name you want to save it. So if you generate some 50 certificates or 100 certificates, it is always better if the file name is saved with the participant name itself. Then it is easy to locate or identify the certificate if at all we need to make any changes. So we can give the tag here as well. So the tag that we used in the certificate template in Google Slide, we can use that. But if I type, there are chances it might go wrong. So what you can do, you are seeing this small black color arrow here in the blue vertical bar. Click on that. It will list all the tags that you have used for this particular job. So basically, this is the name that I want to save the certificate. So I'll just click on this. Nothing will happen except that the participant name is copied. So I'll right click here and paste it. So you can see the participant name is tag is there. So every certificate that is generated will be saved with the participant name. For example, 2 certificates will be generated for me for this job. So it will be saved with Rahul Kumar, and then one certificate as Preeti Shah, and then type what type of what format you want to generate the certificate. Definitely the certificates that we want to generate, we want it to be in PDF format. So that's how we get the certificates whenever we attend sessions. So select the type as PDF. And the last one, output as multiple output mode or a single output mode. It means that if there are 2 participants here, you want both the certificates in one PDF, or 2 PDFs have to be generated for different participants. Definitely we want different PDF, multiple PDF for each participant. Only then it will be easy to share it with the participant. So click on this multiple. Single means all the certificate of all the participants will be saved in one PDF. Then it will not be easy for us to share. Multiple output means uh, for every participant, one certificate will be generated with the participant name. So this will be the perfect setting for file setting. And then I will click on the next button. Choose the destination folder. Of course, we will be, Autocrat will be mailing the certificates to the participant's email ID. But for our reference, it will generate the certificate and save it in our drive as well. So it's better, we have already created a folder called webinar certificate. So let it save all the certificates that is being generated in this folder. So this is okay. So I will click on the next button, add dynamic folder reference. If you are making little complex, if you are generating very complex certificates, then you can add references and all. Ours is a very simple certificate, so there is no need to create any reference. So I will click on the next button. I can ignore this step. Set merge condition. While merging the details from the registration form and the Google slide, that is the certificate template, if you want to set any condition, then you can add condition. But generally, to send the participation certificate and all, we will not have any condition. So this step also we can ignore. So I'm not doing anything here, and I'm clicking the next button. And this step, share docs and send emails. Whether you want to send the certificates to the participants. Yes, that is the purpose of this job. So I will click yes here. The moment I click yes, I am getting more details to be filled in. So share doc, click on the S button here, and then share doc as PDF. Yes, that's what we selected in the file settings. So it should be PDF format, and allow collaborators to reshare. So when the participants receive their certificates, are you allowing them to reshare the certificate with someone else? So it can be yes, no issues. If they want to share, let them share. And send from generic no mail, no reply address. So it is no. It is available only for Google Apps account and not Gmail users. So the certificates will go from the email ID that I am currently using right now. So that is okay. So the last thing, two. So here also you can use tags. So to whom you want to send. We have multiple participants here. So I cannot write any fixed email ID. So I have to give the tag. Again, if you want to use tag, please do not write there. We might get some spelling errors. So to select the tag, click on this black color arrow, and then you can see email ID. Click on that. Nothing will happen, but it is copied in the clipboard. So right click and then click paste. So the email ID of Rahul and the email ID of Preeti Shah. Or if I have 50 participants, then each and every email ID it will take and it will send the certificate. And type in the subject. So when you send the mail, what should be the subject? So I want the subject to be participation certificate of the participant name I want to give. So again, what I can do, I can make use of the tag. So I will click this arrow, I'll click participant name, right click and then paste. So it will show for Rahul, it will show participation certificate of Rahul Kumar, and for Preeti Shah, it will show participation certificate of Preeti Shah. So it will be very clear when they receive the certificate. And here I have to compose the mail. So I will write dear. Again, I will write the participant name tag. So for every participant, it will generate their name. So it will look very customized and personalized when they receive the certificate. Thank you for attending the session. Kindly see the attached for the certificate. And then regards, Techno School of Education. So this is the content in the mail. Okay, so here only this will vary for every participant. Otherwise, the other information will be same for everyone. So I have typed everything, just check. To email ID, it will take from the response sheet, and then the subject is entered, and then the content for the mail is entered. So I will click the next button. And the last one is add or remove job trigger. Means if you whether you want to trigger it at any particular time or any particular event. So there are two options. Run on form trigger means the moment they click submit button, it will generate the certificate and it will email. We don't want like that. We want them to attend the session and then only the certificate should go. So we will select this as no. By default, it is no. Run on time trigger. Whether you want to run this particular job at any particular time. We don't want that. We will only run the job whenever we want. So run on time trigger also, we will keep it no. and you can see now there is no next button here. So all the steps we have completed. So now you can click the save button, which is in red color. So I will click on the save button. So the participation certificate job is getting saved. You can see this is the job. And once you create a job for this response sheet, it's going to stay forever. Whenever you want to run the job, you can do it. So I will close it now because we have created the job. Let's go to this presentation. We have completed the 5th step and we are in the last step now. So which is run the job to generate an email digital certificate. So now the job has been created. Whenever we want, we can run the job and email the certificates. So how can we do that? Let me go to the response sheet. Okay, suppose now I see 2 participants, they have attended and the job is ready for me to send the certificates for them. So I will click on this add-on. I will click Autocrat. I will click this open option. Now, as I told before, once you create the job, it will stay forever until you delete the job. So whenever you want, you can run it. But please ensure that in a day, since for Gmail users, in a day only maximum 100 certificates can be generated and sent. So if you have 500 participants, then what you can do every day, you can generate and email the participation certificate to 100 participants, so that in 5 days you can complete the work. So now the job is already there. I have to run the job. So you can see here this play button. You can click this run job whenever you want to generate and send the certificate, or if you want to edit the job, then you can click here and edit. So all the 9 steps you will get again. So wherever you want to make any change, you can go and change. So it's not that once you create the job you cannot edit. You can edit by clicking on this pencil icon. The next one is preview. If you want to go through your job detail, whether everything is correct, you can just preview your job detail. And the last one is if you want to delete this job, you can delete it as well. Now I want to generate the certificate and email to Rahul and Preeti, who are the participants of my workshop. So I'll just click this run job button. As you notice, in the response sheet, it will add more columns. You can see merge sequence started. 2 rows will be merged. If there are 100 rows, it will show 100 rows will be merged, but it will take some more time. So you can run the job and you can continue with other work. So 1 of 2 documents merged. That's it. Everything is done. How will you know whether the job ran successfully? I will just close this. And in the response sheet, we only had this information from the form. But after I run the job, if you notice, I got some additional columns here, which was inserted by Autocrat. So here, if you notice, I will just click on this. Yeah, so if you notice here, document successfully created. I'll just highlight this. Document successfully created and document successfully merged, PDF created, email sent to this particular ID, and it is manually run by which ID, which date and time. So all the details are there. It means that the certificate has been sent to this email ID of Rahul. Again, if I click on the next row, here if you notice, it shows PDF created, email sent to ramya.meridian. So that is the ID of Preeti Shah. So it is sent to this particular ID of Preeti Shah. Also, we while generating, I told that the copy of the certificates will be saved in our drive folder. So if you want, you can go to the drive, go to your folder. If you notice Preeti Shah, why it is coming Preeti Shah? Because the file name we gave as participant name. So Rahul Kumar. So it is saved with the participant name. And if I click on that, you can see that Preeti Shah of XYZ College of Engineering. And if I go to the next one, it will show Rahul Kumar of ABC School. So if we have 50 participants, it will generate like this for each and every participant, and it will mail. So how will it look when it is received by the participant? So I will show that as well. So I have the mail ID here. So let me refresh. So you can see ramya.ict. So this is the ID I was generating, participation certificate of Rahul Kumar. So I am able to give this personalized touch because of the tag that I used. So if I click this mail, you can see, dear Rahul Kumar, thank you for attending the session. So all the details are there, and Rahul can just click on the certificate and he can download the certificate. So like that, Preeti can download her certificate from her email ID. This is the last step that is done. Let me go back to the presentation again. So run the job to generate and email digital certificates. As you saw, the certificates have been received to the participants, received by the participants. Now, out of all the 6 steps, if you notice, only the 5th step we will have little bit of work, whereas the other all steps we are very much comfortable doing for our day-to-day task. So let me just start the presentation once again. And before we wind up, let me quickly do the recap. So quick recap of the steps. Step 1, Google Drive for creating folder. This is the first step that we have to do just to ensure that our work is organized, because we have to create a certificate template, Google form, response sheet, and then the certificates will be generated. So many things are there. So better to create a folder and store everything in that folder. And second step is using Google Slide, create a certificate template. And the third step is create a Google form for registration purpose for the participants. It can be a registration form or the attendance form that you share just 5 to 10 minutes before your session. And once the form is once the registrations are done, create a response sheet in Google Sheet, and install this AutoCrat add-on and create a job and run the job to generate the certificate. So these are the steps that you have to do to generate the certificate and email to the participants automatically. So thank you so much. Any doubts, anyone? Thank you so much, Adriana, for this opportunity in the GG platform, where I'm able to share the expertise, uh, which I'm very happy to share with all of you. And I hope the session was useful for everyone. Any doubts, you can post it in the comments. I'll be happy to help you. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm not seeing any doubts coming up. So I think we can end the broadcast. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching this session. Thank you, Ms. Adriana, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, everyone.